longer Cameron Harris, but hopefully some of these traditions will carry on. And I love the traditions of Little League, of Cameron Harris Little League baseball. I know other teams have some traditions, but I love ours, and I love how the parents kind of embrace them. I want to start off by thanking the Blythes for opening up their home. Thank you. I mean, they couldn't ask for a better setting. I mean, we're fortunate to have the Longs and the Blythes and everyone that have cool spots for team parties. So thank you very much. Ideal with the weather the way it is. This is perfect.
They're all going to do it next year.
Okay, good. I assume you have a perfect setting for it. It seems to be part of the Cameron Harris tradition. And I also want to call out and thank and recognize my team mom, Lisa, who was awesome this year. Sometimes we have two that partner up. Sometimes we have one. Sometimes the duties are a little more than we need, and sometimes a little less. And so hopefully the league, I think, has figured out maybe we don't have to ask as much of our team moms. But when they do ask, we need somebody to step into that role. And Lisa was great. She was great trying to organize this. We had a number of different options. So thank you very much for that. And our unofficial team mom, Stephanie, with the camera, the team photo. How cool is that? And then I want to thank all the parents and fans and families. Obviously, when I love the fact that you wear the Cameron Harris gear and the hats and all that stuff. We started that a long time ago, and a few other teams started doing it. Now a lot of teams do it, but it's cool. You it's like your college team or your pro team. These are our boys or your boys. I mean, it's cool to have that, and it's cool for you guys to have the gear, and you should wear it and be prideful about it in the right way. But it's fun to be part of something because you're not just part of this team. You're part of the guys. Some of you guys played with last year, the last 2 years, and you're a part of literally decades and decades and decades of guys that have played Cameron Harris baseball. Last year we had Coach Scott with us, and Coach Scott was one of my first Cameron Harris players 15 years ago. He's in med school. So you guys can all go on to be doctors. You can be Cameron Harris, then coach, then doctors. This hope for all of you, I think. Hope for all of you. So, but this part of the program would not be right without appreciating my coaches and Marty and Jeremy, who are my left and right hand, or my right and left hand, and kind of sometimes the leaders of this whole thing. They just are so committed to your sons and to you guys as players, and I hope you notice that, and you have an obligation to go up to Marty and shake his hand before you leave if you haven't already, because I'm telling you guys, he threw the most batting practice this year as he's ever thrown. Sometimes I throw, sometimes Jeremy throws. This is the first year that Marty said after back-to-back throwing, he said, my arm's a little tired. I mean, it's crazy. I've had shoulder problems and all that, and it's from throwing baseballs, and Marty is a lot older than me, and he's still But Marty and Jeremy are two of my closest buddies, and it's like old friends always are, where you show up and if you even haven't talked to each other for a few months, it's just like it's like old times, like meeting your old college friends or old neighbors that you haven't seen for a while, or maybe the old cousin. I mean, you guys are the best, and our emails around your boys are unbelievable. And I love you guys for that, so thank you, Marty. Thank you for coming. And it's great having Michael here. Michael helped out this year, Marty's son. He's now graduating from college and working in Charlotte. He was a Cameron Harris All-Star for 3 years. So that's just part of the Cameron Harris family. So who else am I forgetting before I get to you guys? Anyways, the fans, the families, thank you so much. We love the support, and it just makes it easy to want to come back each year. It really does. And guys, I generally do not get involved in fall ball, but if you guys that are returning want to play fall ball, you will be playing with your buddies. Everybody on this team gets bunched together, and you get to play. And I can tell you for Owen and Steven, I think Steve, you played fall ball, right? And Coleman, you guys got a lot better between your 11 and 12-year-old year playing fall ball. I mean, there's a reason why we could count on you to pitch. Did Daska play fall ball? And Gavin, all of you guys got a lot better between your last seasons. And fall ball was a big part of that. Part of just playing with you guys, but part of having that relaxed atmosphere. So I would encourage all my returning players to think about that. Sometimes you play challenge, sometimes you play other sports. Sometimes you can do both, but you really should think about it. And I also want to point out my other coaches, Kip and Joey in particular, and they really stepped up. We had some other dads that helped out. And Paxton Holler wished he could help out more. He's got other obligations with his youngest son, but they were as big a part of this coaching staff as any of us. And at times they were, and Brian too. At times they were the coaching staff because I missed some stuff because of obligations. And the cool thing for me about Joey, as some of you know, I've known Joey since I was 8. Joe. I call him Joe.
No, he legitimately.
It's Joe IE is what we called him my freshman year in college. Joe IE and I pledged the same fraternity. We're fraternity brothers, pledge brothers. So we've got all kinds of crazy stuff on each other. So we usually don't cross too many lines because we know it could go either way. But we've got some great stories and great memories. But it's been really cool the last 3 years to be able to hang out with one of my old buddies in this environment where we're all grown up and old and breaking down and still and be able to see Jay and Tara out in the ball fields in a whole different environment. It's been really special. And if you know Joey, he's gung-ho, he's big personality, big social guy. But what he was for this team was 1,000% committed, which I love about seeing another side of an old friend. He's just committed to this team, committed to you boys, and committed to all that, and that's been special. And then the other thing that you may not know is Kip stepped in last year and kind of was like, hang around, I can help out. Kip's like low-key, I can hang out with you, whatever you need to do. And so Kip will be now a coach in the All-Star for the All-Stars on one of the teams because he's been one of those guys. He coached a fall ball team for Cameron Harris. He was kind of voluntold to do that. But Kip and I know each other for like 20 years. Kip's in Strat. We were in summer club. So for me, it's been just a cool season for all the normal reasons, but just to hang out with some old friends and see them and do some things. And Kip and I still see each other once a month at a poker group, which you guys probably didn't know about that. So it's cool for me, and I do get a little teary-eyed on this too. So without further ado, we'll get to the players. So I want